First of all, large number of any transportation can easily create more pollution. It can pollute our air, sound and water. There are two types of transportation that cause air pollution. Those are on-road and non-road.
Hello, my name is Duy, and the topic of our group presentation is the way to stop the problem of air pollution from transportation in Hanoi. Our team divides the topic into four parts. The first part will give an overview of air pollution from transportation and will be done by me. In the second part, we will explore the cause of air pollution from transportation and will be presented by Big Nguyen. Coming to the third part, we will go to see how air pollution from transportation is happening and its consequence. And this part will be handled by my leader. His name is Thanh. And finally, and also the main part of the presentation, we'll talk about the way to solve air pollution from transportation in Hanoi. Will be presented by Thao. Coming to the first part, I will present the concept of air pollution. Air pollution is a contamination of air due to the presence of substances in the atmosphere that are harmful to the health of humans and other living beings. Occurs damage to the climate or to materials. It's also contamination of indoor or outdoor surrounding either by chemical activities, physical or biological agents that alter the natural features of the atmosphere. With the concept of air pollution above, we can understand that air pollution from transportation is an emission from vehicles that cause harm to environment and people's health. That is my part of my presentation. So move to the next part is from Big Nguyen.
The environmental impact of transport is significant because transport is a major user of energy and burns most of world's petroleum. This creates air pollution including nitrous oxide and particulate. It is a significant contributor to global warming through emission of carbon dioxide. Climate change is the sum of total impact of several natural and human-made factors. 15% of global carbon dioxide emissions are attributed to the transport sector. Impacts such as noise pollution and carbon monoxide emission create direct and harmful effects on the environment. A recent European study found that daily mobility-related carbon dioxide emissions were 3.2 kg per person. Motorists who shift travel modes from car to use a bike as the main method of travel had emissions 7.1 kg carbon dioxide per day. Aviation emissions vary based on length of flight. For covering long distance, longer flights are very better investment of any high energy cost to take off and landing. The length of flight increase much more energy. Carbon dioxide emission long air travel range from 0.24 kg carbon dioxide per passenger mile and for short flights down to 0.18 kg carbon dioxide passenger per mile. Hypermobility of society involving frequent and often long distance air travel and the resulting environmental and climate impact. This threatens to overcome gain made of the efficiency of aircraft and their operations. Leaking storage facility result in as much as 20 million gallons of oil leaking into water source each year. Underground storage tanks are used to store fuel at gas stations and other facilities, as well as other chemicals can be a major source of groundwater contamination.
As title mentioned, we will talk about air pollution when the main factor is transport. Specifically, most of the vehicles currently in Hanoi use fossil fuels like gasoline and emit emissions directly into the environment when circulating on the road, such as carbon dioxide, carbon oxide, or nitrous oxide. Along with that is the continuous increase of transport such as cars, motorbikes, and other vehicles. At a rush hour, there are many vehicles on the road, significantly increase emissions. Besides, the area of land for planting trees was replaced by building houses for people or company and many things else. So people and the government need to rely on this cause to find solutions.
The health impact of transport emission is also of concern. The health risks of air pollution are extremely serious. Poor air quality increases respiratory elements like heightened asthma and bronchitis. The risk of life-threatening conditions like cancer and burden our healthcare system with substantial medical cost. This particulate matter is single-handedly responsible for up to 30,000 premature deaths each year. Transportation emits more than half of nitrogen oxide in our air and is a major source of global warming emission. These all are impact threaten our health by affecting the food we eat, the water we drink, the air we breathe, and the weather we experience.
At night, we will talk about reality and consequences of air pollution from transportation. As of the first quarter of 2021, Hanoi has over 8 million vehicles, including cars, motorbikes, and electric scooters. Among those vehicles, motorbikes are the largest emission sources. The number of means of transport increased by about 50% annually, equivalent to about 27,000 units per month. To meet the travel needs for such as largest number of vehicles, it requires Hanoi has to arrange a land area for traffic about 23% of the city area. But this figure in Hanoi only reach 1/3. This makes air quality increasingly polluted. Air pollution brings enormous damage to humans in Hanoi to the highest mortality statistic. The evidence for this is the fact that every year our country has about 60,000 deaths due to constant exposure to polluted air. This number reaches 7 million people each year worldwide. This shows that air pollution also brings a greater risk of death than malaria, cancer, and traffic accidents. At last, finally, we go to the end of the part. Solution for solve the problem.
That you have caused might only be a drop in the ocean, but as the old adage goes, every drop goes into making the ocean. So it's imperative that we stay aware and educated. After all, Earth is our home, and we want to preserve it in its best form possible for future generations. So, how can you contribute towards reducing car pollution? The most obvious thing would be to stop driving, but that's not practical. So what we'd suggest is to take baby steps. Opt for public transportation and avoid driving in your private vehicle as much as possible. Go in for carpool or just take the bus. Another thing that you can do is use an electric vehicle instead. Electric vehicles are easier to maintain, and with increasing fuel prices, EVs seem to be a lot more affordable overall. You can also choose to walk or ride a cycle to nearby places. This is so much healthier for you and really contributes towards reducing pollution. You can also opt for a cleaner fuel alternative such as low-sulfur gasoline. What measures have you taken to contribute towards reducing air pollution? Do let us know in the comment section below.
My name is Dr. Thảo, so I'm gonna tell you some some of the solutions of air pollution. So air pollution can reduce by improved public transportation to encourage more people to use this rather than use their own cars. Like public transportation can improve by having more transport available and make it more punctual and reduce the price of the tickets, so that everyone can afford the price, the average price. Another way is to increase the cost of the petrol. The higher the price of petrol, the less people use it. So I think this is an effective method to cut down on the amount of emissions in our cities. And the second solution is that we can plant more trees in our areas, because trees can help help clean the air by removing the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and reducing the greenhouse gas effect, so that the quality of air can be improved significantly. And another solution I want to mention is that we shouldn't burn the garbage. We can use and reduce and recycle some products. Like we can collect waste material and process and manufacture into new products. For example, old magazines and newspaper are collected and manufactured into some new cup. And thanks for listening.